Do. Hey peeps, it's Victoria here. Hope all is well. It is Monday Night Soulful Conversations. Yay! So I am so excited and so grateful and blessed to have my guest, Julia Harrell, with me, spiritual guide, clairvoyant, all amazing person. Like she's phenomenal. And you're going to get to experience who she is on so many levels. And, I want everyone to just follow her on social, Julia Harrell, on Instagram, Facebook. Where else are you? What other platforms are you
TikTok.
on? TikTok.
LinkedIn, but
LinkedIn.
I don't get much.
Follow her across all the platforms. It's a treat for me to have her here. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much, my spiritual teacher, spiritual guide.
Thank you, Dillis. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for asking me.
For sure. So tell everyone in your own words who you are and exactly what it is that you do.
I am a spiritual guide, a clairvoyant. I help highly sensitive people, empaths, all sorts of spiritual seekers to be able to open their own natural abilities in an easy, fun, safe way, and to help them avoid the burnout, from picking up all that excess energy that's going on right now. And it's big, isn't it?
It is, because it's heavy, and I feel it majority of the time, and learning how to self-regulate in grounds and all of the things that we have to do to just feel like I could walk around on the earth and not have all that vibration, because there's some days I am such high frequency, it's just like zzz, and I'm just sitting there like, what in the fuck?
Well, you said a really good key there too about ground. So you learn how to ground in this style. Like there's different styles of grounding out there. Qigong may do grounding one way. Somebody might go barefoot and do a different type. So those are for different purposes, right? But there's also a grounding where you just like imagine a big grounding cord, like a trash chute underneath you, and let go of the excess,
Exactly.
And that's really key right now. Look at how much of our lives we're like, okay, I'm on my gadget and get the next thing
every day.
Or now I'm going to come home and I'm going to be on Netflix, watching Netflix. And it's just all designed to, and I'm going to start the day with big Starbucks or something. All that's designed to get you out of the body.
Right.
And so to ground is to be right here, right now. That's where the magic's at.
Yes, absolutely. I remember when we were working together and I was doing a program, and the exercise was to picture, like you were saying, that all that trash and stuff dumping out of the body and taking it to the middle of the earth or whatever it was. And it was just so helpful to me with all the stuff that I was going through at that point in time. And when we had our consultation, it was so powerful, the things that you were able to pick up. And I was sitting there in amazement, like, how the fuck did she know that? Hey, Miss Red Queen, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Where are you tuning in from, Miss Red Queen? And anyone else? We have 4 viewers. Where you guys tuning in from? You know how we do here in Monday Night Social Conversations. Just let me know your name and where you're tuning in from and what you're grateful for. Remember that, what you're grateful for. So, but it was...
You were talking about a consultation. So that was a 1-hour reading. And it's technical. It's mechanical. So I'm not feeling into it. Feeling is a lower level of information than seeing and knowing. So it's actually very mechanical what I'm doing, and looking at your energy. Okay, you've got this color and it contains this frequency, emotional content, and you're trying to kick this energy out over here, but you're fighting it, and it's real technical and mechanical that way. But then you kind of step it down and go, this is how it's playing out in your life right now. Now, if you the fight, then it's not there. And then you can bring in this other vibration that's trying to come in and bring something new,
Absolutely. Hey, Asha from New York. Grateful for you too, Asha. And Pure Diamond from Savannah. Grateful for life. Wonderful. Everybody's grateful for life. And thank you, Asha. I'm grateful for you too. I miss you. All my people.
And if do you want to have them ask questions too?
Absolutely. If you guys want to ask questions about anything that you're interested in knowing from Julia, like she said, she's a spiritual guide, spiritual
teacher. Your own private spiritual guide here. What's the question that's burning?
Exactly. So I'm gonna do a quick shout out for my friend Dea, a coach Dea. She's an women's empowerment, marriage, family, divorce, women's coach, certified trauma healing facilitator. And the shout out for her is she's coming up with her program that's coming up soon is the Radiant Woman Mentorship Membership Program is coming up soon. So be on the lookout and follow Coach Dea. So that's the shout out. The other one is from Eve Hall or Evelyn Hall. She's physical therapist for sexual wellness and the pelvic floor, just to help you get more acclimated with yourself on a sexual level where it's something that is empowering, especially women who has experienced trauma or fibroids and things like that. So that's Evelyn. And she has a new movie coming out, and it's something about kink, touch kink. So if anybody's interested in kink, I'm gonna send you the information so you go hang out there in that world over there. I'm interested in that just a little bit because I know nothing about it. So I'm interested to go watch this. It's a film that she has going on. So the Networks for Success. Cheryl from New York, thank you for tuning in. Good evening, Dillis. Hey, Sarasi, how are you? So if you guys have any questions for Julia, please ask your questions. Anything on spirituality. I know the question I wanted to ask you too was, when did you realize your spiritual awakening, or what was that process like for you?
I always knew when I was a kid that I thought about things differently. I would hear mundane communications about a tree or a dog or something. I'm like, but all of this, nobody's talking about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a language for it. I would say I was really sensitive before highly sensitive person. HSP was a thing. That was to the tilt. It wasn't until later after college, I was just like music, 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 college. And then I finished and I'm like, whoa, now what? Who am I?
Right.
That's when I immediately got into all this spiritual material and started into various trainings, esoteric training that led into the clairvoyant training I'm in now. They normally don't go together, but that was my path. And this is my teacher back here, passed away a year ago. And he had died and came back 7 times and just brought all this information, at least 7, like real deaths and back. And he'll told us many times, this is exactly what happened. I went and I met this council. It was this many people on the table and they pulled up a chair for me. And this is what we talked about. And, he comes back with just all this information. It's like who we are as a soul, how to become more awakened, actualized, more purpose driven, you could say, more our authentic self, which is not just the body personality. It's like who are deep inside, on a spirit level, on a soul level. So this training, this clairvoyant training that I got in the 90s, and I'm still in today, because there's so much to learn.
You're right. There is so much to learn.
You peel back that curtain and you go, whoa, there's 147 more,
When do you think that, because I always tell people, when you feel like you've learned everything, to me, it's time to transition to the next lifetime. Because I think learning is something that you consistently always do, because as we grow, we change and things happen, life happens and so on and so forth. So when do you think that learning stops for a person?
It doesn't stop. I'm always curious. When I'm reading somebody, I just finished a reading here a little while ago. I'm curious about that person, how they got to be where they were, where they are, or where they feel stuck, or what their question is, trying to get over a hurdle or make a decision or something. And like I said, I'm not giving an opinion on this. I'm looking at the energy, and here's what's happening. That's what's happening when these two come together. Like with a relationship, I'm not going to say date this person, don't date that person. I say, here's this person's energy, here's this person's energy, here's the relationship in the middle, right? You've seen me do this person.
Yes.
And it's very technical, very mechanical. I love it.
But you do it so effortlessly and so powerfully, and it just comes across like, this, that. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, and amazement, the way that you do that.
Thank you. And that's just practice, like anything. You start beating for 30 years and you're going to be doing it in your sleep. It
Right.
just,
Yes.
see, everybody, this is from Dillis right here. She sent me this. She just got inspired to make this for me. I love it. It feels so good.
It's
Objects,
intentional.
yeah, objects. By the way, that's psychometry. When you can feel an object, like you pick up an object and you can tell the history of it.
Yes.
And that's your hand chakras, but also your fifth chakra. We have a lot of superpowers.
Hi, Carolyn. What's going on? You made it. Finally, about damn time. Oh, man. So everybody, if you have any questions for Julia, please feel free to hit it in the chat. You know how we do here on Monday Night Soulful Conversations. It's all about safe space. This is a really, really wonderful community. I thank y'all for your support. We appreciate you so much. If any questions comes to mind and that you want to ask, please feel free. Julia is right here to answer any questions you may have. Follow her on social, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. So you were saying that you've never done a live like this before?
I haven't done a YouTube live. No, I've just been on StreamYard maybe once, twice before. Yeah.
Well, welcome.
I got to get out there more. I know you have to keep inspiring me to get out there on social media, because I know so many of you out there. There's so many people right now that are you're looking through spiritual content online. You're not sure what you're looking for, but you're looking, right? And go, that's a good message. I like that. Okay, double tap. Okay, but what did you do with it? Are you just taking it in, on an entertainment level? Or are you ready to really go to a next level and start practicing? Because that's what a spiritual path is about. You can take little shortcuts here and there, but the path is not the shortcut.
It's not.
The path
it's not the shortcut.
Walking it every day and having a regular rhythm, a regular tuning in the morning. Good morning to the all. I'm tuned in. I'm here, ready, on target, on purpose, and a thank you at the end of the day. Of course, I have a much more involved practice, but that's a good start.
Right. Yeah, I start with just saying, thank you so much for waking me up this morning. I'm grateful just for the fact that I woke up, because I always say that every second of the day, someone's taking their last breath. I haven't done that yet.
Somebody's taking a what?
Their last breath.
Oh,
So for me, thank you so much for just waking up. I'm just grateful to just wake up. Like, that's a win. It's such a win. What's up, Twist? What's going on? Y'all packed in here today. Yep, that's right. We all packed in here today. Not a problem at all. So what is your definition of awakening?
Turning inwards to who we are on the bigger scale. So let me back up for a minute, because we have this idea we're just the body, personality, and we're going through life, and maybe spirit's out there somewhere, and I can kind of dial it in a little bit. Hello, spirit up there, But the reality is, the awareness, the spirit is in you, is animating the body. And so this path is really getting more in the trajectory of becoming that higher self. Not just, start by saying hello, definitely, but this really putting that bigger self in the driver's seat instead of our daily desires. Give you some chocolate, some ice cream, and another relationship, It's putting that bigger self in the driver's seat. It's the difference in, like, I like to use the example of like a near-death experience. You could just look on YouTube and find somebody that's got 1,000 near-death people that they've interviewed. You have one too?
Yeah, I almost died in 2011.
So a common story is like, I'm on a gurney going into surgery. I is here on the gurney, right?
Yes.
And then next thing you know, I am on the ceiling looking at the body. They're two different places. They're two so totally different beings, right? So the bigger self is saying, they were in here, and the death kicked them out. And now they're looking down at the body, right? And the body's flatlined. It's not animated because the breath is you, the higher you at the ceiling. And so then you come back and you're like, oh, I feel more alive than ever, reinvigorated. it's keeping that bigger self in the driver's seat and starting to use more of that ability. Now, the other thing happening in this time period is that more and more of our natural abilities are waking up, and this is part of the awakening. So, like starting with feeling energy, I walk in a room and I can vibe it right away. I can just totally tell, even before. How many of you go into a party or something, and like before you open the door, you're like, "No, I don't know. This is kind of raw. This is not going to be good."
Yep.
Right? That's your clairsentience, feeling, clear feeling, right? That's the first one to often wake up.
Right. Hey, Auntie Rizzy. Well, so there's a question. When the ringing in the ears occurs, what does that mean and what to do or be aware of?
Now, there's several things about ringing in the ears. There is a body physiological thing that it can be, which has to do with the vagus nerve. But on a spirit level, if all of a sudden you hear a high pitch, especially in one side, like just the right ear and not the left ear, that can be a deceased loved one or just a spirit wanting to plug in and say something to you. But it's so high pitched. See, spirit vibrates really high. Like when you leave the body, I mean, literally you're on the ceiling, right? But technically, mechanically, you're at a higher vibration too. So if that high vibrating spirit, that doesn't mean they're a master, or a master would never slam into your space like that. But if that's some, a deceased dude down the street wants to come say something to you and then plugs right into your clairaudient channel, which is more here, then you'll hear that high pitch in the ear. So,
yeah, she said high pitch in one ear.
Yeah.
Pitch in one ear. Yeah. I didn't know that. I get that. That happens to me, not quite often, but it has happened to me. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
So you know how to ground yourself. So the more you're grounded in your own space, and then you can just say hello, spirit to spirit. Hello? Who's that? What do you want? Yeah, I'm not open for business right now. You need to make an appointment.
Houston. Yeah. Auntie Rizzy says that's interesting. I've had different type of like scenarios and things like that that's happened, or sometimes I could just be sitting here, just relaxing, minding my business, and I'll just have this, I don't know, just get goosebumps from my head to toe, just come over me out of nowhere, and I'm just sitting here like, who the fuck is that? That's how I feel. And it'll just, as soon as it comes, it goes. It's like that, just automatically. And I'm like, who was that? What was that?
For you, can I give you a little read?
Yes, please do.
Can I be a clairvoyant?
Yes, you can. Yes, absolutely.
It's a deceased family member or someone that's like brother-like. It's a male, but that's like a really good buddy, a really tight buddy, and come in to like give you a bear hug from behind. Do you know who that is?
That's my brother. He passed away 1990. When did he die? It was like 28 years ago. He passed away.
Yeah, he's taller, so he looks like he's reaching around. Like, so if he were behind you, it would be like reaching around. And you feel that as just a tingle and a vibration.
Yeah, that is crazy because his death date is August 20th, and when that day passed by, I was laying down resting, and normally I don't remember the time frame sometimes because it's been so long. But this year I found myself mourning and grieving his loss after 28 years. So it's just really strange that you would say that, but yeah, that makes sense.
He comes around for the party.
For the party.
He's coming around, he's coming around expecting a party on his day.
Okay. Duly noted. I will definitely let the family know. And I know that we have a hard time with it, but his mom, which is not my mom, she has the only hard time with it. Like when that year comes around at that time frame, she is just like so depressed and so in so much pain, and she'll just be in her room for like a whole week, and then she's fine after that. But every year around that time.
That's because she feels like I should have done something to stop it. So it's a regular mother response. Like I'm responsible for that child's entire existence. And if one choice is made, that was my fault. That's
Yeah.
just a regular response, but
Yeah.
she's not ready to let go of that. I'm
Right.
responsible. She's of
Yeah.
course not responsible, but they
Yep.
actually agreed as soul before coming into the incarnation
Mm-hmm.
that when you're in the threshold space, we call it, before coming into incarnation, we meet with our primary guides and you make a plan. Okay, I worked on that a little bit last time and I got pretty good, but I need to work on this thing a little more. I need to work on this relationship a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and make those plans. And then you come into the incarnation, you're like, oh crap, I made that choice. Like that's got to be the hardest choice ever for a parent, to have a child go
Yeah.
first.
Yes, for sure. Someone had told me before, and I believe this, but I wanted to get your opinion on it. And the thing that they said was we choose our parents before we come here. Do
Yeah.
you believe that?
Yes.
Can you
every
tell me
now and then
what
every
that
now
is?
and then a soul's like, I just need a body right now, but that's not as normal. Usually there's careful planning and it's done with all of your primary guides. So you're working with your primary guide, and that's like your BFF that knows you better than anybody, and it's nothing but love. And they help plan, okay, with this family you can really work on seniority. with
Mm,
this with this life, you can really work on owning who you are no matter what somebody else says. So it just depends on the soul's plan coming in. Yeah, I didn't say
wow.
it was going to be easy, but yeah, there's a lot of planning that goes on.
Right, because I was reading Dolores Cannon's book. I didn't finish it, and I watched some of her TikToks, and she was saying that what you were saying about getting together with the spirit guides, and they
Yeah,
walk you through exactly what your life is going to look like, and then when you decide that yes, I'm going to come to Earth School as it well, then it's kind of like I don't know, they wash it out of your brain or something, and then you come clean slate. You come here clean slate or something. She said. So I was just
yeah,
wondering what was your thoughts on that, if that's something that you believe
yeah.
in, or is that fact? Is it truth? Like, what is that?
I experience that and I see it all the time, because when I'm reading somebody, I can look at that threshold space and just look at it, and see,
Mhm.
okay, here's you and the guide and the parents and more. The mom really needs to work stuff. And so you're helping the mom work some stuff sometimes,
Mhm.
So it's both ways. It's not always what is the child learning. Sometimes the child's I'll tell you a really hard one I see often is a child that's a really strong healer comes into a battle zone.
Mhm.
Because where do you need a healer? Where everybody's perfect? No, you need them on
No.
the battle zone.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times a really strong healer will say, oh, this is going to suck, but for a while, but I'll remember eventually who I
Right.
am. I'm going to go into that battle zone and I'm going to help these other people by
Mhm.
just coming out victorious at the other end and letting them
Mhm.
see what that looks like. And then next time, maybe they'll get it too.
Yeah. A
So,
question I
and
have is, why is the awakening process so uncomfortable and painful at times?
yeah, the spiritual path is a bumpy ride.
Yes.
It's not all rainbows and unicorns.
Mm-mm.
There are those moments for sure, but we're growing and stretching, and just like a teenager that's growing and stretching really quickly, your body's uncomfortable, and it's not all pleasant. Growing spiritually can be as well. That it stretches you out of your comfort zone, and you have to be willing to take a leap into the unknown. And if you're on a spiritual path, you're taking a leap past where maybe a lot of your peers are not there today,
Mhm.
and they're just like, give me a job and a car and a house, and I don't want anything else. And
Right.
that might be what their lesson plan, their
Right.
curriculum,
Right.
but if you're on a spiritual path, there's additional, it's really going inward and kind of cleaning up the past and learning more about who you are and eventually sharing.
Yeah, for sure. My friend Carolyn, her daughter's 11, and her name is Ella. She said, Ella said God showed her my baby pictures when she was choosing me as her mom. And that was a cute baby. Laugh out loud. She was 4 years old at the time when I guess when she said that.
Yeah, so great. So Ella represents this new generation, part of this new generation coming in. There's a lot of souls coming in, and they have been since like 2012 or so, that are a little more like more DNA strands are already open. Like you don't have to
Mhm.
worry about them. They're already activated, like more abilities and stuff are already there. But pay attention too, because especially between like, if you have a child between like 0 and 8,
Mhm.
especially, they can remember the past life. Like I'm in a female body, but I remember the male body last time,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Maybe they come in and like, oh, I really love being in a male body and I got to do these things and that things which I can't do in a female body. And so
Mhm.
kid kind of remembers that. They might remember people. They go, Mom, remember you were my brother last time. You know,
Wow.
it's right there for them. But after they kind of get into school for a while and
Mhm.
interested in other things, and if that's not validated, then they just go, oh, well, that's not real. I'll just pay attention to what's in this book.
Right. That makes sense.
All of
That makes sense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for sharing that. And Miss Red's Queen, Pure Diamond, thank you for asking that question about the ears ringing. So if anyone has any questions or anything that they've experienced that you have no idea what the hell it was, just definitely type it in the chat. I know Julia will definitely want to answer
Um,
some
for Ella's for Ella's mom, Ella is a very creative child, and she's also very tuned in on nature and like with
questions.
animals and nature around her.
Mhm.
So that's a place that's very easy for her to communicate and maybe learn and share and stuff. So she's very tuned in on that.
She says that I think she might be a crystal child. I think that's her generation. And then Christine says, I be word vomiting. It's okay, Christine. Just type in whatever it is that you want to know. Because I know Christine on a personal level. She be on some stuff.
Oh, word vomit away.
She said word vomit away. Word vomit away, girl. She goes, I think that's it. So what do you think about this generation now of like indigo children, crystal children, and so on and so forth, compared to us? Because I know oftentimes for me, when I realized of my abilities and stuff, it was very scary for me. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to do it. I'm going over here. And it just kept running behind me. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I feel like the generation now, they kind of like embrace it instead of running from it. They're like, okay, this is part of who I am.
It's more matter of fact for them. Like they come in, they go, I see that spirit up in the corner. Okay, there's Grandpa. Yeah, we never met in the body, but okay, good night.
Mhm.
Things like that can be very matter of fact for them. Their creativity just pours in. This is where, like
Mhm.
in 2012, there was all these brighter kids that came in that like art like masterful level art at 4 years
Mhm.
old, 5 years old,
Mhm.
writing symphonies, 4, 5, 6 years old. Like, who knows how to write a symphony when you're a toddler?
Exactly.
That's when they're really tuned in and they got a really big crown chakra and it just kind of
Oh,
pours.
that
Fun
makes
fact,
sense.
fun fact too, that when some of them have that big of a stream of information coming in, sometimes they stutter or can't get the words out fast enough because it's such a big download that then they actually have trouble communicating because it's too much to say quickly.
That might be Auntie Rizzy because she just says, no, I mean, when I channel, it comes out uncontrollably and she just be word vomiting.
That's channeling.
Because she does it sometimes when we're having our conversation. She's like, no, D, but this and but that. And, and I just let her go ahead and have it. She just be going at it. And then she'd be like, oh, was that a channel? I'm like, sure was.
That was unintentional channeling. I prefer to interview people before allowing them to come in my space
Mhm. Got you, which makes perfect sense. So
because
when
you want
you're,
to own your
Mhm.
center of knowingness, the crown chakra. If a great
Mhm.
teacher says, "Don't give away your crown," that's what he's talking about.
Mm.
Don't just give your crown away to anybody that wants to fly by and say, "Hey, tell Doug down the street the mower's in the garage," or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
that's not important channeling, and you don't want to be doing that.
Got
Higher level
you.
beings again are not just going to drop in. You need to raise up to get to those higher
Mm-hmm.
beings. So the ones that just slam in are just a dead person coming by.
Yeah, she said true permission, permission. So how, when you're like working with people and so on and so forth, and say for instance, you get like a message of something like a warning, or for them to prepare themselves for something, like how do you approach that?
Um, I don't get a lot of future predicting that way, but I'll give you an example of in like a relationship. I'll be reading two people, right?
Mhm.
And I'll see, well, this one, because of their line of work and where they've lived before, there's actually a PTSD sitting there. And the PTSD has certain triggers, you could say, that would highlight that fear response. And I just give them the heads up. So this person is they want you, they're all in, but heads up.
Mhm.
There's also the package of that person includes this past trauma, which has nothing to do with you. So
Mhm.
just like breathe, stand back, give them space to have that. And if they need some additional support, get a therapy or group or whatever. But it's this person. Just a random example. This person, for example, would not want someone else to give them a step by step solution because they
Mhm.
like finding their own solutions.
Mhm.
So that's how I might approach something like that.
Got you.
It's looking at how does that person react well, and what's challenging for them, and then you make
Mhm.
your choices. Yeah.
Got you. Got you. So this is the time where I want to do a card pull. Anybody want a card pull? Say yes, 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 yes. I don't know if you want to pull out your deck, Julia.
I got
Yeah.
the masters here.
Ooh, okay. I want a master's. I want a card pull.
All right. Do you have a question?
Oh, a question. Hmm. Damn. You got me. I'm like, you caught me off guard on the spot. I do have a question.
Not the
What?
relationship.
No, I'm not even. I wasn't even asking that. I was asking, oh, okay, Miss Pure Diamond Recipe, she wants a carpool. I think my question would be more aligned on lines of my business and the purpose. Like, because sometimes I struggle with two things. Like, I'm great at the whole branding thing, but then also I love doing soul awakening and helping people on their transformational journey. So I'm always struggling with those two things. So my question is, where am I most beneficial at?
I'll tell you the answer I got.
Oh Lord, that laugh. Oh,
Fertility.
Okay,
But
explain. Explain.
fertility, uh, giving birth, can be giving birth to a project.
Okay.
Okay. And bringing into manifestation. So the answer I got was it's not an either or.
Okay.
You look like, if I look at you on kind of zoom out, you have a technical clerical side. It looks like in your past that you've done. You have like a coaching thing, rah rah go. You got this. You have a leadership thing. You have fashion. Um, and I'm not sure what this one is, but it's like that's all the rainbow, that's above you, and so it's a collective, and maybe
Hmm.
the collective is the right word. That there's a way of using that collective of yourself that is your brand. It's not an either or; it's the whole thing. But further, how does a collective come into your work? Like, are you working with groups? Because you look like you're more group oriented. Like, if it's good for one person, it's good for, let's get on StreamYard and
Yep.
tell YouTube, right?
Yep. I'm more of a
The
group.
collective here.
Yes. It's more community for me, and being the leader that I am in that way. But I feel like sometimes I know I do too many things and I know too many damn things. And everyone's over here going both of them all of them. Yes, yes, yes.
Let's see if it says anything else.
Okay.
This card signifies it's a very fertile time for you. Ideal time for the conception of a baby or new projects.
Yeah, he said that.
All the doors are open for you right now. Your mind is fertile with many wonderful new ideas, and abundance easily flows to you.
Yes. Hi, Alia. Hi, I love Alia. How are you? Everyone's like, yes, please. They want a card pull, project explorer, whatever, Christine. Okay, so let's go to Pure Diamond for a card pull.
Is there a question for your diamond?
Pure Diamond, is there a question along with the card pull? Please let us know. If anybody wants a card pull and you have a question, please let us know. I want to pull a card for you from my deck, Julia.
Let me do pure diamond too. I want to tell you first that the choice you're asking about, I get a no. And here's your card. Freedom.
Look what I have on my tattoo. Free.
Freedom. Yeah. Free. So I'm not sure if you're clear on what your question was, but it looks like something that's imminent, something that's right in front of you, can't deny it. I have to make this decision, and make your own decision. Don't do something because you heard a psychic say it. Really go in and pay attention. I'm saying I saw the word no go across on the decision, and then because you like freedom.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
But freedom's not freedom from everything. It's freedom to have both. Right?
Yes, for sure. That's for Pure Diamond?
Yeah.
Okay. Alia would like a card pull.
Alia, do you have a question?
Do you have a question, Alia? Let us know if you have a question.
Alia looks like a good snuggler.
Oh, she might be when I'm
somebody that enjoys relationship and just let's be together here. Now we're together over here. Now we're together over here.
Alia wants to know, where does she go? What you mean? Where do you go?
Work, relationship.
Is it work? Is it relationship? Where do you go? And Pure Diamond says, okay, yes, the path I'm on, is it right? And what is my purpose? She says, absolutely, thanks. Trying to figure out what Alia means, but where does she go?
I'll get Alia. I'm hearing back to the beginning. The card is health and healing.
Oh, wow.
This is Master Hilarion.
I love Master Hilarion and Serapis Bay.
Sometimes back to the beginning can be, if it's a health and healing question, was there something like when you were 5 that you went through a high fever or something that's caused this and this and this, and I've had to just manage, something, and I want to like wipe the slate there, and so I can do the next thing.
Right. She said, I'm not exactly sure in general, I guess. That's what she's asking about. Where does she go?
This card is a sign of healing. Your divine healing power has awakened, and you feel compelled to help others heal. Just as you've been healed, so too do you want others to enjoy health and vitality. You're supported in making changes that you can continue to heal yourself and others. Let go of fears or restrictive thinking to fully open the miracles of healing.
Wow. I like that for sure. Anyone else put yes in the chat?
Does she have a healing? Ask her. Did she soulful? What was your name?
Alia.
Alia, did she have a healing project, personal healing project she's been chipping away at?
Just gonna put it in the chat a little bit. See what that says. Wow. The way that you tap in like really amazes me sometimes when I watch you work. Oh, Christine says she wants love. Auntie Rizzy.
Was she the one that's a snuggler?
No. Alia's a snuggler. Alia says yes, definitely. She's yep, you got it. So Christine would like a card pull, but she's interested in love, relationship type aspect of things. She wants love.
Christine, you're the boss, aren't you? Whatever you do, you're the manager, aren't you? So then it's got to be not, finding that right match, somebody that can have you being a manager, and you can have them being whatever they are. The card, what? Health and healing again? Did I? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Let me do it again.
She said A, sovereignty. Uh-huh.
You're the boss, aren't you?
She very
Very
much
clear.
is.
You don't need this. You can do it.
Look at you,
Archangel
Christine.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, Christine, you're a good manifester, but you don't always realize it because you have high goals and you set high expectations for yourself, and you just assume everybody else does. We do not all set them that high. So that you can do it is you want to mock up that relationship. Of course you can do it, but is it at the right standard for you? Is it somebody that I'm just going to have this great experience with, and we're going to learn and be together, and we're going to go to the fair, and we're going to go, I don't know, play ball or something? Or do you want to like meet and move in 2 weeks? So take a look at where that expectation level is, adjust that accordingly, because you can do it. You can have whatever relationship you want.
She said, oop, laughing my fucking ass off because we've had this conversation before, Julia.
I've met Christine.
No. Me and Christine have had the same conversation before.
Oh,
When it comes to like relationships and her dating and all that kind of stuff. That's why she's cracking up, because you hit the nail on the head just now. And she's definitely a boss. And so yeah, you're right on
it's
time. Yeah.
it's a leadership soul. You're a leadership soul. So
Mm-hmm.
one that's most comfortable in guiding others, being in a management position, but you might have to adjust that a little bit in a relationship. Just like if you had somebody that's a neurosurgeon and needs attention to detail to do high quality work, that neurosurgeon's not going to be very good with a messy 2-year-old around the house. You got to make some adjustments there.
So Carolyn says, yes, a card pull, please, regarding my relationship.
Carolyn, around relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carolyn, take a look at the past fear, because that comes up first. So if you're trying to mock up a new relationship through the fear of the thing you don't want, you're actually telling the universe, I want the thing I'm afraid of. So make sure you've really let go of what the thing is you're afraid of happening, would be my read. And oh, for goodness sakes, freedom again? Am I even shuffling over here? Is my deck broken? Freedom. Hina.
Is that for Carolyn?
Did that make sense,
Let me see
Carolyn?
what she says.
So before mocking up the new relationship, make sure you've really let go of and forgiven the past part that didn't work out. And it's not so much the relationship didn't work out, it's the one aspect of it that was really hurtful. Because if that's still sitting out there like a bruise, it shows up energetically like a billboard out in front of you. So wherever you go, it's like, please don't hit this target right here. Please don't hit this target. So let go of that fear first, and then do your mock-up.
Ella says hi to me, or Ella says hi to Julia, Carolyn. Her
Ella?
11-year-old says to say hello, but I don't know if it's for you or for me. I don't know which one.
Ella, Ella?
Yes.
Are you a musician, Ella? You look creative.
Oh, she's typing. Thank you for the gift of your insight, Julia. That's what Auntie Rizzy says, aka Christine.
You're welcome.
Y'all better follow Julia and hit her up because she's amazing. Like, this is just a snippet of what this beautiful soul does. Like I said before, she helped me so much, and I don't even think she realized it. And I did a review for her. She was like, what?
I was blown away. It was so sweet, so thoughtful. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was the truth. And it was like an amazing experience. So I was just like, let me just bring her on because I feel like everyone needs to experience you in their own way. And it's just a phenomenal experience when you are, I guess, channeling, and when you have your consultation with her, she just be going in and you just be sitting there like, how did you know that? I didn't tell nobody that. How did you know that? Carolyn says, okay, good to know. Sending love
Did
and light.
Ella is
So Ella said hello to me or to Julia, Carolyn. Let me know. Does anyone else want a card pull and have a question? Please let us know. Oh, to who? To me or to Julia? You didn't say who. I guess you'll find out or whatever.
you pull?
She's
Why don't you pull one?
all righty. Let me pull a card.
You pull one for me?
Yeah, I'm pulling one for you. This is a treat for me. Thank you so much. I'm honored to pull a card for you. This is a deck I created, the Goddess Isis. That's my deck.
Whoa, that's really good.
Yeah. And then I
What have
have
you
another one. Huh?
What have you not done? Like every other week, you've got a new business.
I swear. This is another one that I created. It's called Soul Awakening Affirmations.
Wow.
So, which one would you like for me to pull from? This one or this
Soul
one?
awakening.
All righty. Soul Awakening. Let me see what the Soul Awakening one is. So, you got like 500 of them, but I'll pull this one. I embrace change as a natural and beautiful part of my growth.
I just moved to a new home
Mm-hmm.
Friday to a different state. Drove
Mm-hmm.
up here by myself. Whole new world, whole new life,
Yep.
change. I
Yep.
come in incarnation during big times of change too,
Oh,
which we're sitting
wow.
right in the middle of it right now.
Oh,
That
wow.
means all of you are going through big changes now too, because the Earth's
Yeah.
changing, we're awakening, and our lives are changing. We're tuning in. We had COVID to kind of go inside and take a look, where we all
Mhm.
were forced to take a break from the money
Yes.
and shift.
Absolutely.
So this awakening is bigger than just, oh, I'm curious today about spiritual stuff. It's
Right.
it's there's a bigger kind of push impulse going on.
Absolutely. And the other card is love flows to me and through me, guiding my actions and my intentions.
Yeah, those are great cards. Thank you.
Absolutely. D waste no time bringing concept to creation, Aquarian pouring out of abundant jug. That's what Christine says about me all the time. She says hi to both of you. So Ella says hello to both of us. Hi,
Ella, you
Ella.
didn't Ella, you didn't say if you're a musician. You
She's
look
not.
creative.
She just says she's
You look
not.
creative. We should take one up.
Yeah, you might want to. Actually,
Well,
you
you
had
just look creative. What kind of do you do something, Ella? Creative? People
you
might
just
not think that like designing curriculum is creative. It's creative. You don't have to like draw or do an instrument or make cupcakes.
right,
um, you know, Designing coaching plan can be
right,
creative too.
right. So you had five cards that pulled out for you, Julia. So the other one is I forgive myself and others, creating space for my soul to heal and grow.
Always, always. If I don't forgive, I'm the one that's stuck. When I do
Yeah.
forgive, free. And
Yes.
so I don't care about retribution. There's bigger reward by forgiving. There's such
Hmm.
a bigger reward by having my freedom than keeping a grudge against that one thing that happened 4
Right.
years ago at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Right. The other one is I celebrate my progress and honor the beauty of my imperfections.
Yeah, always. Yeah, but the perfection just keeps me in pain because
Oh,
it's never there
wow.
yet. It's never there yet. It's never
Yeah.
there yet.
Yeah.
When there's been all these rungs of the ladder along the way, yeah, I
Hmm.
get very goal oriented.
Me too. And the last one is I feel grateful for every experience, knowing each moment shapes my soul's journey.
That's true too. These are good cards. You wrote them yourself?
I did. I mean, I had the help of ChatGPT, but yeah. Hey, Divine China, you made it. So, Divine China, do you have a question for Julia? Let me know. Divine China is one of my clients right now. She is a motivational speaker and she's 26 years old, but it's like she's been here 500 years ago, and her wisdom and her experience and the way that she speaks is just like I'm in awe every time we sit down and we have our strategy sessions. I'm just sitting there like, so she's really, really like, she's going to do amazing things, amazing things,
Divine
amazing.
China, um, you also read like somebody that's interested in a lot of things at one time.
Hmm. Hmm.
I like doing this. Oh, but I like doing. Oh, but look over there. I like doing. Oh, that I like doing that. Oh, look, there's that. I like doing that. You know, like so now I like doing those things. So let's all get together and teach everybody that. Right? Is that what you do?
Right. So, hey, Leslie Ann, do you have a question for Julia? Please let us know. Leslie Ann is viewing us from Trinidad and Tobago. So, look, we all international, Julia, Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice.
Question for Julia or Spirit? I would say both.
What's the person's name in Trinidad?
Leslie Ann, Leslie Ann.
Leslie, did you know I played in steel drum bands for like the last 30 or 40 years?
Get out of here.
Yeah, so I played pan back in, I learned in the 90s. We made our own pans. And I'm saying this to everybody else because Trinidad and Tobago are like the birthplace of the steel pan. After
Yes.
bamboo tambour was prevented, like that got people got in fights with that, so they had to get rid of bamboo tambour, and then they came up with steel drums, and so that's a big, huge part of the culture down there. So
Yes.
we made our own pans, and I played in steel drum bands. But I don't play pan anymore. I just play drums and percussion with steel drum bands because I love Caribbean music so
Yes.
much.
I
Um,
am.
that's, that's
I'm a
soca.
soca head. I'm a soca, calypso, compa zouk. Like that's my thing. I love that. Leslie Ann said that's so cool. Yes, Divine China.
Leslie, are you a mom yet? You should be a mom. You'd be a good mom.
She's a
And
mom to many. She's a mom to many.
yeah, you got just such mom energy. And here's
Mhm.
your card. Open your heart to love. Jesus.
Leslie Ann, open your heart to love.
You know, you don't need this, but just because you already do this. But here's even more validation that you do when you pray at night. This is the dude listening, right? He's
Wow.
really listening. And you just got this mom vibe to you. Like in the neighborhood, probably other people call you mom. And
Yep.
they like come to your house and you're like, this is the safe place everybody goes.
Yep. You're
So
absolutely right. So Divine China, she wants to know what I want to know what led you down the path to your current walk. That's the question.
for me,
Yeah.
I would say, I probably started my spiritual path in the 90s. And the more I got into it, it felt like this is this thing I've been seeking my whole life, where I didn't have communication for this as a child growing up in the South. And there weren't other spiritual people around. So, like, once I got on this path, I just wanted to learn as much as I could learn. And after, like, I don't know, a long time of learning, then it's like, I want to teach, I want to share this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a teacher my whole life. I started teaching drums when I was in high school. I was teaching younger kids how to do that. I taught swim lessons, I taught scuba lessons, anything I enjoy doing, I'm teaching people. So when it came to teaching this information, it's like, oh, fulfilling on every rung for
Yeah.
me to be able to share what I've learned. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Leslie Ann wants to know if you ever been to Trinidad.
Not yet.
So Julia, me and you are gonna have to go to Trinidad when there's carnival and play some pan. Exactly. My type of vibe. Like that's what I do whenever I'm doing work. If I'm making my affirmation deck. So if I'm creating a new book, I always have soca and calypso and compa in the background, like always. Like it has to be
Yeah.
some type of music I'm shaking my ass to while I'm creating. It has to be that. There's no other way
Send
around
me
it.
your soca. Send me your favorite soca playlist. I'm always trying to find good socas, and I don't
Um,
like the new stuff. I like more of the old school.
I got you. I got you. And Leslie Ann, can you please send me a soca playlist for Julia, please? Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Leslie Ann would be the best person for that. I'm so
Ah,
proud of her. She actually had, I think it was a stroke last year or something like that, and now she's just getting back to her
good.
senses, all the stuff that she's going through and stuff like that. I'm so proud of her because she's done so much work on herself emotionally, mentally, spiritually that she's a teacher, so she went back to school teaching. And
Are you talking about Leslie?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Ceci, what's going on, sis? Ceslin in the house, my Aquarius sister. Do you have a question for Julia? Please let us know.
One more thing for Leslie.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
so by being that mama bear for everybody, make sure you're not giving away your energy to them. You're just loving them, and that like create a space that can be supportive, so it's not energetically coming out of your tissue. Because you
Absolutely.
need that. Like when I do healings, I'm not using my personal body energy on someone else. That doesn't
Mm,
work. It's more divine energy, and there's technique and all of that to it.
yeah.
But make sure you're check at the end of the day. Just like make a decision of calling all my energy back from all the people I love and support.
Mhm.
Call your energy back. It's not a disservice to them. It's actually a service to them. Just call
Mm.
your energy back into like a big golden ball and just bring it in and have your energy back and replenish your body.
Yep. When you taught me that, I actually still do that till this day when it comes to myself, when I'm, channeling or I'm getting all these messages and so on and so forth. I still practice that till this day. And it's helped me a lot with just going through a lot of things that I've been through where I'm not experiencing as much CPTSD as I was. I'm not experiencing as much anxiety and panic attacks as I was way before. So I'm much more in a calmer state of being where I'm able to pay attention to not only myself, but just people around me and know like what's not serving me and not afraid to just be like, okay, cool, peace out, gotta go. Talk to you later. Like I'm at that point now. So all of the things, the tools that you taught me, I'm still implementing today.
Awesome. I love hearing that. That's a
Yeah.
big deal from a panic attack to, because that can be all consuming. Like it can seem like there's no way out when that
Hmm.
switch is on. But
Hmm.
by staying grounded and using the tools, you might even discover, some people out there might even discover that I was so tuned in to everybody else's emotions and making sure that everybody here is doing okay
Yeah.
that I kind of short circuited by picking. It's like too much amperage.
Yes.
Is that a word? Amperage.
Yep.
Amplitude. Too much energy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm plugged in over here to help this person, and I'm plugged in to help this person, and I'm plugged in to help this person. Meanwhile, I'm below empty, but I'm still plugged in to help this person and help this person, and then short circuit. Uh,
Absolutely. So, Cecilyn, if you want to make Julia pull one card for you, you have to ask she one question. She want to know what the question is before we make you pull the card for you, just to tell you.
is this New Orleans or what is this?
Belizean Creole. She said, pull one card for me, please, and any message from spirit guides. Thank you. Just want to take a second to validate Michael coming through in Julia's pull. That's OG Spirit Crew.
What's her name?
That was Auntie Rizzy. She says she wants to take a second to validate our
Auntie Rizzy.
Auntie
Auntie
Rizzy. Her
Rizzy.
name is Christine, but she goes by Auntie Rizzy.
Auntie Rizzy. How to verbalize. Focus on all the great stuff you're doing instead of the one wrong thing that you feel happened.
Mm.
Because you do so much to help so many people. And if a lot of the energy and attention is on, oh, that one decision I made, like in 1996, it was on Friday at 11:15. I wish I just said something different. let go of that and acknowledge all the other cool stuff that you're doing and all the cool people that you're helping.
She
Your
said,
card,
she said, period.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
That means
Priorities.
priorities. Wow, look
King
at that.
Solomon. That's an extremely powerful card. Whoa. I got it.
Mhm.
This one calls for readers. But did that make sense, Auntie Rizzy?
She said, laughing my ass off, period. So, period in
Oh,
generation Z and alpha, it means truth. That's right. You're right. You're accurate, on point.
and Auntie Rizzy, you're a powerful ass being.
Yes.
I'm
I'll
not
keep
messing
telling
with
you
you.
that.
I am not messing with you. This says devote time to your highest priorities, even if it means getting to bed earlier or later. This is a wonderful time to work on projects that are near and dear to your heart, even if you're confused about how to approach the project or you fear whether you'll be able to accomplish your dream. Do it anyway.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm looking for
Hey,
one more saying, hang on, there's one more message for her here. Hang on, gotta find it.
you got one more message for you, Christine. She said, laughing my ass.
Solomon, Solomon was a wise and open minded man who understood the power of goodness thanks to the influence of many wives. Solomon used spiritual alchemy to build the temple of the Ark of Covenant based on architectural plans that his father had recently had in heavenly dreams. Anyway, Solomon was just like this kick ass ruler,
Mm-hmm.
but big heart. It was like no nonsense. You knew if you were going to see King Solomon that it was going to be, you were going to get fair, but you might also get chastised for making the
Mm-hmm.
having to be there. It's because he was like a judge sometimes, helping people come to mediation and stuff. So very powerful card.
Hey, Antoinette. Hey, sis. What's going on, Antoinette? Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Appreciate it. So, Florence, please, what is Goddess Mother Isis telling me today? She's saying that you are the master of your thoughts and feelings. She empowers you to release the thoughts and feelings that are not for your good, your greatest and highest good. She empowers you to let go of negative belief systems about yourself that are not even true. That's the message. Let me know if anybody wants me to pull a Goddess Isis card. Let me know. This was
I'll
just
take
awesome. Oh, cool. Yay. Let me see. Huh. So it says, Goddess Isis wants you to know that you have nothing to prove to anyone. You don't have to give excuses, explanations, or apologies to anyone to be who you are. She wants to empower you to lean on your own validation and understanding instead of others.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Card pull, please. What's up, Lashara? What's going on, sis? Okay. Leslie Ann says, I have a question. What does the number 19 signify?
I don't know numbers, numerology. Ask me what's the question behind it.
Okay. What's the question behind it, Leslie Ann? All right. Pull me a card, Dillis. All right. China. Goddess Isis wants you to know that your healing process and journey are not over. There was so much more work to do, and healing is a never-ending journey. She thanks you for giving yourself the gift of healing because you're worth it. Lashara. Goddess Isis wants you to stop suppressing how you feel and what you want to say. She asks that you stop suffocating yourself and being someone that you are not. She empowers you to walk into your power and become your authentic self that is extraordinary and one of a kind. Ouch. Antoinette, what is the message for this week? Goddess Isis wants you to know that you will never be alone when she's present in your life. You will never feel like you don't belong when she's present in your life. You will never feel abandoned and mistreated by her because she loves you unconditionally. You will always be perfect to her no matter how many times you fall or fail in life.
I would pull one for Annette too. It's
Okay,
Annette, right?
Annette.
So
Antoinette. Antoinette.
Antoinette, are you a spiritual guide or something? Because you read like someone who helps others in a spiritual way, and like kind of this is what it looks like is like lifting people up. And so I want to pull a card. Yoga? Do you do yoga? Babaji.
Babaji. I
So,
think Antoinette, she says, yes, ma'am.
do you do yoga? A yoga teacher?
She's definitely someone who uplifts people up and stuff like that. For sure.
This is the image. It's like lifting them up. Come on, everybody. Here we go. This is just like this. Just a little bit, not too much. Just here we go. Like that.
Wow. Lezianne says the reason why she asked, she was born on May 19th. My mom died on August 19th, and I was in the bed the 19th in the hospital. It's like the number 19 follows me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So Cecily, Antoinette doesn't do yoga, so I guess you're gonna have to start doing yoga.
Well,
Miss
Babaji is known as a teacher, right? And so one of the spiritual teachers to come to the West and brought yoga. But it doesn't have to be specifically about yoga. It's more like spiritual teaching, lifting people.
Got you. Cecilyn says, Miss Julia, can I have a card pulled for her career? I like how she calls you Miss Julia. She's so Belizean. We're so island, Miss such and such.
Well, I'm hearing first, let go of the past. And your card is positive change. Pavarotti. I want to say Pavarotti, but that's the singer. Paravati. Positive change. Yeah, I'm hearing let go of the past. So if you've been doing something for a long time, you feel like that's who you are, let go of that and create something fresh. Positive change.
Wow. That's cool. Probably. So Leslie Ann Divine China says that you should probably meditate on that number 19. I normally just be like, what's the reason?
Well, reoccurring patterns, reoccurring numbers, like when people see 11 at 11 or 333, it's tuning into spirit. It's getting you, it's getting your attention from spirit to here and now.
Right. I always see number 44 all the time. All the time. I see 44 every day, almost every day.
When I first started my own spiritual awakening, it was 333 every day. Middle of the night, 333. Middle of the day, 333. And after a while, I'm like, all right, enough already. Don't wake me up. But it was me tuning in.
So yeah, Cecilyn would like a card pull from you about her career.
We didn't do Cecilyn yet? Cecilyn, the career you'd really be good at, you're not even looking at right now. You're looking at things that friends and neighbors are doing, but the thing you really would be good at, you're not looking at it right now. So that card is Purification, White Tara. Let me read a little bit on that.
Ooh, I love White Tara.
Yeah. Let's see what it says. You want to pull one for her too?
So Cecilyn, Goddess Isis wants to empower you to speak your truth and say what needs to be said. Don't allow anyone to intimidate you and make you feel small because you're bigger than that. Your voice and your emotions deserve to be heard and felt because it's part of who you are.
And White Tara says, something involved with this situation needs purifying. This could be a signal to purify your motives and intentions so they're purely about service and not about fear or competition. That fear and competition is like looking at what others are doing. And
wow.
Like, put that aside and then really tune in and get your own trajectory.
So Designed by Uti wants to have a card pull about her love life.
It's already there. Why do you need a card?
Thank you for that confirmation. That's my best friend of like 30 years.
Oh, purification again. I swear. Well, that's it. I mean, you're already staring at the person, so why are you asking?
Exactly. I can get a message. I'm more like the nimyamas of yoga, getting people to see their fullest nature and shed what they have been nurtured to be. Thank you, Julia. That was from Antoinette.
You're welcome. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
she says, yes, the mothers, the Yami are ever present in my life. Thank Phyllis, you're welcome. Cecilin says, thank you. In her Belizean slang, thank you. I told Designed by Uti that before about her love life, but she just be on some. Now
I've been to
you're huh?
I have been to Belize. I went to Ambergris and Key Calker.
Yes.
And where the planes land? San Pedro.
San Pedro.
San Pedro. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not have a good experience there, but I had
Really?
experience on the islands.
Oh my gosh, the times I went to San Pedro was so much fun. Uti used to live in San Pedro back in the day. He used to live in San Pedro. You're welcome, y'all. Can I please have a card pull for childbearing? Florence Ankra. She wants a child for childbearing.
I mean, I just get all exclamation points. Yes.
There you go, Florence. There you go.
See the other person's point of view, but I can't pronounce the person's name. See the other person's point of view.
Avlo something. I can't pronounce it either.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. There you go.
Okay, see the other person's point of view. Let me see. I think there's another message in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that! Opened right up for you.
There you go.
I still can't pronounce the person's name. You have strong emotions about this situation, and you may feel upset, misunderstood, or used. The card comes to you as a pathway to peace by asking you to consider others' points of view. You don't need to agree with those other individuals. You're simply asked to understand their motivations and to have compassion for their feelings.
There you go, Florence Ankra. Auntie Rizzi said that she's the Solomon rabbit hole.
Let me go find it.
So Designs by Uti said denial may be confused at times. That's what she's saying about, I guess, her love life. She's confused at times.
Well, look at the difference in pleasing someone else to have a good relationship, and then just really mocking up and having what you can give and receive, so that the focus isn't on if I do or don't do these things, then the relationship goes well. You know, with the focus on the other person, make sure the focus is on you as well.
Okay, people. Y'all got that? Y'all good?
You're frozen, or maybe I'm frozen. Well, I don't see you moving, so I'm going to give a card for everybody. I don't know if this is recording still or not, but let's give a card for everybody. What's this group? What is this group focusing on right now? Ooh, interesting. Spiritual law of attraction, Melchizedek. That's a great one. So starting to manifest, create things that you want to create. That's a really good one. Melchizedek works with sacred geometry.
Yep, it was frozen.
I kept going. I read a card for everybody.
That was fast. You read a card for everybody.
Yeah, it was about law of attraction. I said, well, I just asked, what is this group working on right now? What would be helpful? And I probably couldn't pull it again, but it was law of attraction. So starting to manifest things, tuning into the all instead of like, okay, if I want a new car, then okay, I got it. Okay, new car costs this much. Okay, and then to make that much, I have to do a job that you see what I'm doing? I'm figuring out my brain. Okay, but to have that much money, oh, now I have to go and get a master's. Okay, so that's the brain, the personality, trying to figure everything out instead of tuning into spirit and using law of attraction or manifestation to bring in things that are on your path
Mm-hmm.
that would help fulfill your path, you know.
Mm. I have a question, and this pertaining to me. There's moments in time where I feel like I am just like going with the flow of life and just surrendering to what is. And then there's moments in time where I'm just like in a panic state because I'm like, the business isn't going good. This isn't happening fast enough. Da, 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 da. Why am I like that at times in my head?
Remember we talked about the difference in a near-death experience where the gurney person is going, I'm on the gurney, and then they pop out, they die, and then they go, I'm up here. It's a battle between these two spaces. I'm in the flow up here. I'm
Mm.
totally in the flow, and now I'm deciding to be a body and make things happen. I can do it. I can do it. I can
Oh,
do it.
yes. That makes perfect
It's
sense.
just bouncing back between those two spaces. So just as simple as taking a minute to sit down and tune in to the all, you know.
Yes. Absolutely. There's moments where I'm so in the flow and everything is just aligned and just happening wonderfully. And then when it kind of like stops and I have to take a breath and a beat, it's just like panicking and okay. And it's to your point, I have to do it all. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. And it's just like, no, bitch, just shut the fuck up. Just let it be. That's how that's how I get. So, but thank you for that. That makes perfect sense. So
You're
before
welcome.
we end this, I always do an affirmation, a guided affirmation from my book. So um, everyone on here, can you close their eyes and take a deep breath? And you as well, Julia. And the first number that pops in your mind between the numbers 1 to 365, and I'll give you an affirmation from the book. So everyone in the chat, type what your number is that came to your mind as soon as I said that.
I don't have a chat.
Huh?
I don't have a chat box.
What's your
33.
number?
33.
33. All right. So 33 says, I fearlessly and powerfully accept the spiritual evolution taking place in my life. I surrender to releasing the old me so that I can transform into the new me.
1000%.
That's day 33 in my affirmation book. I fearlessly and powerfully accept the spiritual evolution taking place in my life. I surrender to releasing the old me so that I can transform into the new me. I'll take
Yeah.
a picture and send it to you too.
Okay. Do.
So anyone else, number from 1 to 365, just type it in the chat. I'm going to do for myself. Number that popped up for me just now, just like that, was 56. So 56 says, I say yes to all opportunities that feel right in my spirit instead of allowing fear to stop me from stepping into my blessings. So Lashara, 22. I approach myself as well as others with unconditional love, compassion, kindness, honesty, and integrity, because we are all imperfect spiritual beings having a human experience. That was for you, Lashara. Alia, 67. 67 says, I no longer feel guilty about setting boundaries regarding what I will and will not tolerate from others. That's 67. Christine, 7. 7 says, my higher power created me in the most authentic and magical way. I accept all parts of myself without judgment. I treat myself with pure and unconditional love, compassion, kindness, and respect. Florence, 5. 5 says, I continue to keep pushing regardless of the challenges I face. These challenges make me stronger, wiser, and more confident, and for that I am grateful. Carolyn, 8. I no longer give power to others as, wait, I no longer give my power to others as the only validation needed is my own, and that in itself is enough. Anybody else? I swear every time I read an affirmation, it's like I'm doing a tarot card reading from my book. You said definitely you, Lashara? All right. That sounds good. So thank you so much, Julia. I am so grateful for you and your presence here on Monday Night Soulful Conversations. It was an honor and a pleasure. I know everyone enjoyed this. So can you tell everyone like what you have going on, if you have any special offers, what they should look out for? And please make sure that you follow Julia Harrell on all social media platforms. And the little banner is going across the screen. So all her information are right there. Her email, her website, and all that stuff. Christine says, "Thank you, Julia." She put it in
You're
all
welcome.
caps.
You're welcome. Yeah, come to my website. Make sure you're on the newsletter list so you hear about specials. I'm going to do a one-day workshop, discounted price, second week of December, Awakening Your Spiritual Potential. That'd be a good one. Or if you wanted to go deeper on a reading, like I gave little vignettes today, if you want to go deeper on a reading, sign up for a 1 hour private spiritual reading on the site. Make sure to follow on
Absolutely.
the socials and say hi so I know who you are.
Exactly. Florence 37 says, "I give my mind permission to replace negative thoughts with positive and powerful affirmations that help to change the way I feel about myself. I give my mind permission to replace negative thoughts with positive and powerful affirmations that help change the way I feel about myself." Every time I read it, I'm just like, did I write this? I did this? You know what popped up to me just now, Julia, when we were talking and you were saying about the different things that I do? It's 3 words: teacher of life.
Yeah,
That's what popped up for me. I got
there's
to sit
your
with that.
purpose. There's your purpose.
Teacher of life. Okay. That makes sense. It makes sense in my brain now. See, every time I talk to you, it's always like an eye-opening experience, and it's like another form of awakening for me. So I really love talking to you and having this conversation. You're welcome, Alia. Alia says, "So grateful for y'all. Thank you so much." You're welcome. So relevant. You are so welcome, Carolyn, for sure. Yes, we know Carolyn because me and Carolyn, we hung out on Saturday. It was fun and we were just chopping it up. So the affirmation and the card that you pulled for Carolyn was like on point.
Good.
It was on point. Yes.
We'll come in and
All
get the
right.
rest of the meeting sometime.
Yes, for sure. So please be sure to follow Julia on all social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube as well.
Yep.
Follow her on all her platforms. Be sure to connect with her. I would say an amazing Christmas gift to give yourself is invest in one of her consultations. You will not regret it. It is an experience like no other. I've experienced it myself. It's helped me a lot in so many different ways in all aspects of my life. And like I said, she's the real deal. That's what I brought, why I brought her on here, so you can experience exactly who she is and what she does. And she is such an amazing person, and she is really, really embodying and living in the craft, in her craft, and it's amazing thing to see.
Mhm.
So we will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Oh, and before I forget, a shout out again to the 2 businesses. My business soulful spotlight shout out. One is Coach Dea. She's an empowerment coach, trauma informed facilitator, and relationship expert. And she has her Radiant Woman monthly membership that's coming up soon. So follow Coach Dea. And then also I have Eve Hall or Evelyn Hall. She is a physical therapist that specializes in sexual wellness and the pelvic floor. And she's promoting a movie right now. It's called Touch Kink. If anyone's into that and wanting more interest in that, or learning how to free themselves in a sexual and sensual way, connect with Eve Hall. Follow her too on her social. It is Pleasure Me Podcast. So it's pleasure_me_podcast. So check those 2 out. Those are my 2 business soulful spotlight shout outs for this episode. So again, we say good night. See y'all later. Till next time.
Thank you.